Sorry about that. I'm gonna mute that down. Welcome in, everybody. How we doing, folks? Let me make sure that I am got everything all going right. Welcome to the Memories That Made Me. This is going to be an unusual show for me, guys. So y'all might want to, hey, Horse Lover, hey, Amy, how you doing, friend? So you may want to hang with me. That's all I gotta say. You may want to hang with me. It's the memories that made me. It's this is gonna be tough for me, friends. It's gonna be really tough for me. But I am prepared. I've got all my. Hey, Mike, how you doing, friend? Let me mod Mike too. To see Mike come in the room. Hang on. There we go, Mike. There we go. Thank you, friend, for coming in. This is going to be a tough one for me. Hey, Deborah, how are you, friend? Welcome in. Welcome in, Melanie. Yes, Mr. Gumby, sir. Thank you all for coming. I appreciate you. We'll be getting a raid here in a couple of minutes. I will let you know that my Buy It Now is open. The goal today wasn't really to do much selling. Hey, Lazari, hello, you friend. The goal wasn't to do much selling. I do have a few things I picked up from around the shop that remind me of my late father. And I'll go into that once the raid gets here. You can look into Buy It Now, and I encourage my dad. Again, I don't want to go deep into it yet until everybody gets here. I want to make sure everybody gets all the meat and potatoes, you know. So, hey, Livy on YouTube, welcome. I am streaming live on YouTube as well. So from time to time, whatnot, folks, if you hear me talking to somebody on YouTube that you don't see in the chat, that I'm talking to them as well. They're a few seconds behind on the chat, but they are here. They are here. So we're waiting on the raid to get here, and we'll start. Yes, I did. I got 2,000 subs. Hey, Skylar, how you, friend? I did get 2,000 subs today on YouTube. So thank you to everybody that did that. It helped me out. It actually went to 2001. I had a meeting at work. I had to do an interview. And I came back from the interview, and next thing you know, it was down to 1999 again. I go, what the heck was going on with that? No. My next goal, is, and here comes the raid. Welcome in, friends, guys. I am the caboose on the memories that made you. I'm gonna let you know right now, guys. This is not going to be easy for me. Okay, this is not going to be easy. It's going to be tough. It's going to be really, really tough. I've got some. God Almighty, it's going to be tough. But in my show notes, you can see this is in loving memory of Horace Benjamin Holliday, born October 28, 1933. Left this world October 2nd, 1994. Almost 30 years ago. This is going to be tough. This is going to be tough. I almost backed out of this. I almost backed out, but I told myself that I got to do it. I got to do it. I was just a young man when he passed. My youngest son has just been born. My oldest son was 7 weeks old when my dad passed. Yeah, I know it is. It's tough though, and I'm thankful to everybody here that's here and helping me with this. And you guys on YouTube, I know I'm not communicating with y'all as much as that, but I appreciate you all here. It feels like yesterday. But I want to tell some stories about this guy. He was an amazing man. There he is right here. First, I'll look here. That man loved me. That's me, by the way, right there. Young guy. Back Back when I was a young man, we was having a picnic at their house in Virginia Beach. And Dad, the way Dad looked at me, he was proud of his son. I was his oldest son. He had two daughters and a younger son as well. Yep. He was very proud of me. Here's another one of our family photo. My older sister, I think, had gone to college at that time. There, look, oh my gosh, look what a nerd I was. Look what I did. But look at this guy here. Who does he look like? Who does this? Oh, look here. Who does this man look like? My God. That's what I'm talking about. But anyhow. All right. Oh, God. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, he does. And he was the it was 30 years ago, and it feels like yesterday. So anyhow, let's tell some happy stories. If I can. I'll try. I do have stuff in my bite now. I do have stuff in the auction. Anyhow, I want to tell this story about this one time for Christmas. And see, yeah, he was military, but he decided to put all four of us kids in private school. If any of y'all have kids, and he's here, he's with me, I guarantee you. If any of y'all have kids, and on YouTube, I'm talking about my late father. I'm doing an honorary show in memory of my late father, Horace Benjamin Holliday. What was I saying? Here. He decided to put all four of us in private school, and he worked himself to death, literally doing that. And I thank him for that because I got an amazing education. He passed away on YouTube. Asked me how old he was. He was 60. He was 26 days shy of his 61st birthday. He was 60 years old, and yes, very young. And that makes this year to me even more challenging because on December 29th of this year, I turned 60. So it just makes it challenging for me. Yes, he was a young man. He was a very young man. So anyhow, let's talk about some good stuff. Again, he put all four of his kids through private school. I'm going to make it my best year. Yes, for my dad. Absolutely. It's going to be my best year yet. And so we didn't have a lot of money, right? And I remember for Christmas, everybody got what they call remote control airplanes. Now, radio control back then when I was young was high dollar stuff, right? Your mom died at 68, your grandma at 68. Oh my gosh. Wow. That's tough. That's tough. Good thing you're young though. Yeah, you have an expiration date. Hey, Anita, Quirky Flip Lady, welcome in, friend. So again, we're talking about my late father. So when I was a kid, all the other kids in the neighborhood had their actual radio controlled airplanes, which were big dollar back in the day, right? Really big dollar back in the day. So I asked my dad for a remote control. I was thinking maybe I would get one of those Cox gas powered that you have on a string, right? Which is pretty cool. Those were the coolest thing, and I would just do anything now to get one of those things a day. And they were amazing. That's what I wanted, right? I dreamed big. So back in the day, Dad, again, they're on a budget, right? 4 kids in a private school, all that stuff on a budget. And we had to write a list. Of everything we wanted. And we had a budget of $20. Like back then, that was like $100 a day, I guess, right? If you think about it, that's like $100 a day, but it's $20, which I remember my first job, I think I made $1.85 an hour minimum wage. I think I made $1.85 an hour minimum wage. So if you think about that, $20 was pretty good money, right? It's half a week pay, over half a week's pay for me as a kid. So that's big money. So back to the airplane. I wanted the airplane, and I was hoping and praying I get an airplane. And I look back at it now and I laugh. But there's this one box under the tree, like this big, long, slim, not shoebox size, but slimmer and longer. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's got to be my airplane. Oh my God, that's got to be my airplane, right? So they kept saying, no, open that last. I'm thinking the whole time, it's my airplane. I don't know how old I was. I might have been 9 or 10. I don't know. Maybe older. I can't, the years have flown by, so I can't remember. But anyhow, might have been 9 or 10 years old, whatever it may have been. And there's a last present under the tree. I want to get it. Nope, wait. And I don't remember anything else I got. I still can't. Except the one present I had to leave there under the tree because my birthday was in 4 days. That's another entirely different story about a Christmas baby. Guys, if your parents don't have Christmas babies, I was one, okay? Don't do it. Don't do it. All right. So back to the airplane story. I know I'm squirrel. I know, I get that. So I opened it up, and guess what it was? Guess what it was? Thank you, Paul, on YouTube. Every say I have to tell a good story. I open up the box, right? And I see a propeller. I'm going, oh my gosh, it's my airplane. And I open it up, and I wish I had one to show you. But there was a wooden dowel about this big. A wooden dowel about this big. And on top of it sat this little pivot thing. And it had 2 wires that went to an airplane, and the other 2 wires that had a battery compartment. And you put it on a stick, and you put the battery in, the propeller started spinning, and it went around on a stick, just like that. I know. I almost freaking cried. Matter of fact, I probably did. I can't remember. I probably cried like I cried when I opened the show. But you know what, though? Dad heard my request, and Dad did the best he absolutely could to get me as close as possible to what I wanted. And I would do anything today to have that stick, that airplane stick, and have it here showing you guys my airplane. Because now I would be the proudest person in the world to own that airplane on a stick. And you know what? I think I'm going to find one. But anyhow, true story. Yes, true story. And as kids, we don't appreciate stuff, right? We don't appreciate stuff. As adults, as you get older and older, and then you get older than me, then you really start appreciating the fact of looking back and seeing what your parents did, or what your grandparents did, or aunts and uncles, whoever was prominent in your life. You can see that they tried. You could, yeah, right. Bree saying on YouTube, that's why she couldn't do it, because it's too emotional. But that's just one story. That's just one story about this man. Another story. Y'all don't mind me telling stories, do you? Yes, we can see it so much clearer after we get some age behind us. And another, my dad was the most giving person on this planet. The most giving person. It didn't matter. He was retired military, and then he went to work with civil service. He worked in the shipyards. He would work with the nuclear stuff, and worked so. I'll tell you how he passed away. He ended up passing away with cancer of the esophagus. Okay, so it was behind behind his spinal cord, so it wasn't operable. And I'm going to tell you before the end of the show. Now I'm the caboose, okay, so I don't have 30 minutes. So if you want to hang around, I got stories, okay? I got stories. So if you want to hang around, I'm gonna tell you the story of the day he passed away. Okay, I'm not being facetious. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss the story of the day my dad passed away. You don't. I promise you. You don't want. You want to hang around for it. But I'm gonna tell you another fun story. Dad loved to fish, right? We didn't have money, and I think I heard in another show. Someone talk about their father. I think it's a Tusker's Treasure. Help me if I'm wrong, but I think Tusker's Treasure said their dad had a little aluminum boat or something like that. Am I right? Were y'all in in their show and heard about that? They had a little aluminum boat. My dad had a 10-foot Sears Game Fisher. 10 foot. It was a fiberglass, but it was 10 foot and a 9.9 horsepower motor on it, right? And the reason it had a 9.9 horsepower motor on it, because in the Virginia Beach, Norfolk area, there are certain lakes you could only go onto with a 10 mile an hour less, 10 horsepower motor or less, right? So anyhow, that's what we had. But one day, Dad said, "Hey, Ken," that's me, by the way. Y'all know me as Gumby, but he called me Ken. And my younger brother Tim decided that we were going to he wanted to take us out in the bay, okay, out in the Chesapeake Bay with a 10-foot Game Fisher and a 9.9 horsepower motor, okay? We're going into Chesapeake Bay. I mean, I can almost reach as long as the stinking boat was, right? 10 foot boat. That's it. Me and three freaking passengers. Him, me, and my little brother Tim. So we took off out into the bay. Guys, if y'all want to buy something out the buy now, again, Dad was a giving person. So I love to see gifting in the chat. I do it all the time. So you want to do that, you're welcome to do it. If you don't want to, no worries. Just hang here and listen. Oh, Susan's everything. Thank you with the party of three. Thank you, my friend. Welcome into Memories That Made Me. We're talking about my late father, Horace Benjamin Holliday, who passed away in 1994. Anyhow, what we talking? Oh, the Game Fisher. So we all went out in the boat. We loaded up, and we're heading out, and we're catching fish, man. We are catching. Real name isn't Gummy Man. All right, the things you learn, and we're catching fish like crazy. We're out in the bay. We're catching spot. We're catching croaker. We're hitting flounder on the bottom. We caught a few bluefish. So the cooler we had, big old red, Coleman cooler with the red thing on it, little claps on it. It was slam packed full of fish. I mean, heavy. I mean, our boat was like this as it was, right? Three of us in there already to begin with in a 10-foot Game Fisher. So we're coming back. We've been out there probably for hours. If y'all anything know about in the Virginia Beach area, the Hampton Bay Bridge Tunnel, which goes over to Chesapeake Bay, we were out that area, the double bridges. We would just float between one bridge and the next and just pull them in like crazy. Motorback, float, and pull them in like crazy. So finally, our cooler was full. We couldn't put any more fish in the cooler. So Dad said, "Guys, I guess we got to go back." And so Dad cranked up the thank you, Critter Chops. Dad cranked up the 9.9 motor, and here we go. Pumping through the water. And we're not going fast, right? Because mainly we wouldn't have gone out there. Thank you for the gift. Random gift to the Critter Chops. Look at that. How convenient. We're puttering back. We probably have about a mile to get back to the shore where we offloaded. And we're going, and the waves, some boats would come past us. Not a big deal. It did leave a swell, right? It would leave a swell. And if you're in a little boat, you got to kind of put your nose to the swell. Is it a bow, stern, whatever it is, a bow, I think, the front of the boat. And, we do this number right here. Now, we're in a little 10-foot game fisher, right? We're in a 10-foot game fisher. So we're doing this here. Sometimes the motor would come out of the back, and we get back out again. Well, we're going along, and here comes this big old freaking speedboat. I mean, I think they did it on freaking purpose, guys. This one of the ones with a jet engine on the top. Not jet engine, but, all the chrome and the pipes going out the back. And it sounds like a freaking hot rod nowadays. And it comes past us. And it turned around. And it buzzes again. Kind of like if you watched the movie Top Gun. Permission to buzz the tower, sir. And they just come on. And next thing you know, we're doing this. We're doing this. And next thing you know, the bow's up like this right here on a well, on a swell, and boom, down it goes. The nose hits in the water and stays there. And then we flip over. And everything's gone. Now, granted, the boat stayed afloat because that's the way it's made with the fiberglass and styrofoam in it, It's upside down in the middle of the Chesapeake Bay, a mile from the shore. Okay. Sharks. That's my first thing was, oh my God, sharks. I remember, thank you, Faza. I remember we didn't see sharks, but that's the first thing I thought. I'm a 13-year-old kid, right? I'm a 13-year-old kid at the time. And the first thing I did was grab a life jacket. As we're going over, I grabbed a life jacket and I threw it to my little brother. I didn't know if he knew how to swim or not. I did. I was raised at the beach, so I knew how to swim. So I made sure he got one. And then everything was gone. All the fish was gone. All the rods and reels were gone. The motor stayed attached to the boat because we had the little cable. But the motor came unattached, but the cable kept it to the boat. And then luckily some people saw us, and they came by. We tried to turn the boat over. That wasn't going to happen. So they tied a cable to us, and they pulled us back to our thing. But and everything was lost. I don't think we ever found the people that did or nothing like that. But that's that's the kind of memories I got from my dad. He wasn't scared to do anything, and nothing was too big for him. Nothing was too big for him. He would literally give you, and this guy, again, like I said, anybody needed help, he would help them. I know I'm all over the place on these stories, guys, and it's tough for me, so I apologize if I'm like a squirrel going all over the place. I apologize if I am. Thank you for the random gift, Jesse. I'm the skull. But he was the type of person who would I need to do a giveaway. Hang on, I forgot about that. Let's do a giveaway. My dad was all about his drill bits. He was all about drill bits. So this right here is a brand new set of drill bits. They've never been used. Sorry about that. I'm sorry. I apologize. Brand new set of drill bits, never been used, still in the package. Look at it, still in the package right here. We're going to give this away. Ouch. Yes, we're going to give this away. So let me get this going here. It's a giveaway. If you're on YouTube, I'm sorry, but if you're on Whatnot, here we go. And product action. We're going to start the giveaway. There we go. It's like up there somewhere, like that. It's like there somewhere. Yes, memories remind us of the things we forget. Thank you, Bree, for coming over from YouTube. Appreciate you, friend. So here we go. If you're on YouTube and you want to get in the giveaway, you better come over here now. So that's what I get. Yeah, we'll keep talking. But Dad gave everything away. Right, Jesse? Dad gave everything away. So you know what I'm going to do? Because Dad gave everything away, I'm going to do this. And I'm going to start it right here. I'm going to sell the shirt off my back. Who wants this shirt right here? It's an extra large. It is worn. But I'm going to sell it for $2. $2. I'm going to sell the shirt off my back right there. All right? Here we go. Let's run this thing, friends. We're going to start it. I'm going to run for 30 seconds. If anybody wants a shirt off my back, here we go. $2. Right there. Who can say they have a Gummy Man shirt, right? Very few people have a Gummy Man shirt. People think I'm a stripper. I probably won't take it off. Yes, Kylie does. I probably won't take it off, but look at this, friends. Look at this. This is the first time one has been offered. First time one has been offered. Thank you, Jesse. Appreciate you, friend. Oh, Jesse, no. Jesse, no. Susan says not so fast. Now, there's no hot dog stains on this one. No dog stains. 3, 2, 1. Jesse! Woo! Thank you, friend. I appreciate you. But I got some stuff I picked out around my shop that remind me of Dad, right? Remind me of Dad. So what I'm going to do, Dad loved horses. Now remember, we were in the Virginia Beach area, so he would go to Nag's Head. You ever been to Nag's Head? Yeah, right. If you ever been to Nag's Head, you know that at Nag's Head they have wild horses. So I picked a few. I must tell more stories. So don't. Yes, you're in Virginia, so you understand. So look at here, little bag of wild horses. Oh, I got bag number 2 first. So hang on. Let me do bag number 2 first. This one win. A little bag of wild horses, bag number 2, right here. Dad loved his horses. He loved to look at them. $2. $2 on the wild horses. Here we go, friends. If anybody wants them, swipe to the right. Just gonna do 20 seconds on these. There we go. A bag of wild horses for $2 if anybody wants them. And I'm going to tell you another story right after this here. I'm going to tell you this story about so fishing the bay. Nobody wants my wild horses. Wild horses for $2. Nobody wants the wild horses for $2. That's okay. All right. That's fine. Not a worry, friend. Let's see what else I can tell. We used to go picking strawberries. Did y'all ever go picking strawberries when y'all were little? Oh my gosh. My dad. All right, let me kind of explain this to you a little bit. My dad was the cook, but it was mom's sweet tea, mom's lasagna, mom's. I want to run again. Run again. Okay, I can do that. It was bag number 2. Bag number 2. We want to run the horses again. Bag number 2 of mini horses right here. No, bag number. Where'd you go? Here we go. We're going to pin it. Bag number 2, pin it in again. And we are starting the auction. 20 seconds. There we go, Bree. If you want it. Get bag of mini horses. Somebody wanted it. Maybe I missed that. But thank you anyhow. We went strawberry picking all the time. And it killed my back to go strawberry picking. Okay. I thought somebody wanted them. My bad. My bad. Did I miss something? Maybe I did. I'm just not paying attention. Did it run? Anyway, it did. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. I know somebody has to run it again. I did, but were they not in here? Guys, if you want me to run it again, let me know, okay? Just let me know. Picking strawberries. We also had movie night. Joby won the giveaway. There you go, my friends. That's coming to you. Congratulations on the giveaway. That's coming to you brand new. Cost you absolutely nothing. And also now you have broken shipping as well. So that's coming to you. Thank you, friend. Appreciate you. All right. Let's talk about movie night. Movie night. Did anybody ever remember, guys, remember this? Ever remember my dad had this movie projector, right? He had his movie projector, and I think like Friday nights, he would go to the library and he would check out, hey, teeny babies. He would go to the library and he would check out movies. And most of these movies didn't have sound. They had no sound or nothing like that. But he would do that and he would rent these movies. and we would watch movies. I should go down the list, shouldn't I? I should go down the list. Let's do that. Oh, is there many than that? If not, I'll run it. If they do, I think I got $2. I think I got it for $2. I can't remember. If anybody wants it, let me know. Yes, the reel to reel was amazing. Were they not? Where'd it go? I don't. Where we got it at? Here it is, right here. I guess we'll go ahead and run it for the heck of it. Pin it in. Super 8 Spills and Thrills, $2. Anybody wants it? In memory of what my dad used to love to do. Here we go. We're gonna start the auction right now. And $2. Anybody wants it? Just swipe to the right. If not, we'll move on and tell some more. Hey, Joby, there we go. Thank you, friend. Yes, you got reduced shipping too, so that's gonna help you a lot. A Joby, is that how you pronounce it, or AJOB? How do you say your name, friend? Appreciate that. And the first purchase from the Gumby Man that deserves a cowbell. Thank you for that. I appreciate you guys. Let's talk about Job. Okay, Job. Like in the Bible, I got you. Yes. First-time buyers are Kylie's favorites, and I appreciate them too. I do appreciate them. Oh gosh, I know y'all came here for stories, right? Y'all came here for stories. I'm going to tell you the story about the day my dad passed. All right, the day my dad passed. It was a very, looking back at it now, it was a very moving experience. And I'm also going to attempt, before I end my show, and if anybody sees anything to buy it now or the auctions, let me know. I'm not really worried about selling. You know, I like to sell, but it's not what I do. Not what I'm doing tonight. Looking back at it now, it is a very supernatural story. A very supernatural story that I'm fixing to tell you. And if I get through this, I'm going to attempt to read you the song lyrics that I read at his funeral. I'm going to attempt to. Not going to make any promises, guys. My dad was a giving person, a loving person. He was an amazing person. He would do anything for anybody. But here's the story. I had already moved back from the Virginia area. If I left, let's go back a long way. I left home when I was 17 years old. Okay. I was 17, went to college and did stuff like that. And I ended up marrying, thank you for the follow, Job. I married a woman, got divorced from that woman. We were married for about 5.5 years. I got married to somebody else. And we had been married. We got married in 91, and this was 1994. So I was already back in South Carolina at that time because my ex-wife's family was from South Carolina. We moved back to South Carolina, and then that's when things kind of went south on that. Not a big deal. No big deal. That's many, many moons ago, right? Many, many moons ago. I've now been married going on 33 years with the wife of my children. I have no children or anything from a future wife. So we had nothing to do with each other after that. We were just young and stupid, and got married, right? My oldest son was born on August 4th. So my wife was on maternity leave. She had a C-section, which I was in there for, which is kind of interesting too. And this is back when I don't know if they do it now or not, but I still got a photo album of pretty gross pictures. I'm talking about, you would see them in a medical thing. You know, I mean, it's to me it's amazing, but at the same time, it can be considered gross. But Jesse, you're a nurse in the OBGYN. Yes, I gotta find him though. I gotta find him. I think my wife has probably hid him somewhere, but I had a whole photo album, so I gotta find him. I haven't looked for him in a long time. So and that's a different story. Anyhow, so my son was about 7 weeks old or so, 7, 8 weeks old. So she was still on maternity leave because back then, when you had a C-section, which means cesarean section, which means non-vaginal, is when they cut you open. You women probably know when they cut you open, take the baby, because my son was breech. Breech means he was in the womb feet first rather than head first like you're supposed to be. I'm giving science lessons too as we go for y'all that don't know. So they tried multiple times to turn him, which would mean by doing that they push on people. they push on her stomach, womb, and try to get the baby to flip. Sometimes they flip so they can have a normal the external version. Not an internal flipping, an external flipping. But that never happened. So he was breached. First off, let me go back. He was supposed to be a she. Not judging him, don't know, but he was supposed to be a she to start with, because when you're breached, again, now this is 30 years ago, so the what do you call it, ultrasounds or sonograms or whatever they had back in that day, right, weren't as vivid as they are today. So think about taking pictures 30 years ago, and now think about taking pictures, today, right? Whole different ballgame. So this whole time, the doctors say, well, the first time is, it's going to be a girl, but we never asked other times. So maybe they thought we already knew, right? So anyhow, our little girl was due. And come time, and we couldn't turn the baby, nothing like that. So we went it, and this is a long way to start the story about my dad's passing, but it's a good story. So anyhow, they went into the surgery, all this kind of stuff. They put him out. It's a boy. And first off, everybody in the freaking the operating room, and then went crazy because I screamed. I was ecstatic. Any watches or cards? Right now we're on a memory show. I have some Pokemon cards and some various cards in the buy it now. Not sure that's what you're looking for, but I have those in the buy it now. So anyhow, so I was ecstatic, right? I have a son, and we brought one blue outfit, and we brought it to the hospital just in case, because my wife and I had this gut feeling. Anyhow, so my son was born on August 4th, 1994, and rather than being named Cheyenne, which is, I was into my country music and line dance and all that kind of stuff, his name turned out to be Austin. Austin Luke was his name. So that's kind of a country name right there, my friends. Austin Luke, ding, spitting tobacco and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So Austin Luke Holiday. Yes, but no, Cheyenne was going to be Cheyenne. Yeah, we're going to name a girl Cheyenne. That's what it was. I think so. So anyhow, Austin Luke Holiday. So it's country as can be. And I used to be back in the day, I used to break dance. Y'all know that story. But I also was a country line dance instructor, country line dance, two-step, all that kind of stuff instructor for part-time on the side. I still love the line dance. I'm no good at it. I haven't been dancing for a long time, but tell me where and when, I might join you. I'm pretty good at picking them up. I know, right? They're fun, teeny babies. You can't dance in a line. You dance in circles. But back to the story at hand. So my son was born, so my wife was on maternity leave, and she was on a longer maternity leave than normal because it was a cesarean section, which is considered major surgery. And the doctors put her out for 8 to 10 weeks, I think it was. So I'm working at this company. It was a machine shop. I was somewhat of a foreman, kind of, sort of, for one department. And they needed stuff done on a Saturday in a different department that I didn't work in, but they needed somebody there to open up the shop and be there. And I said, okay, I'll go in there. So I just go sit in the office the whole time, right? And back in the day, they had what's called a Watts line. I don't know if you remember that. Now, nowadays, you can call anywhere and it's no long distance. But back in my day, we had long distance. So for me to call from my house to my parents' house from South Carolina to Virginia, it cost me money. It wasn't free. It was long distance dialing. So at the shop, we had what's called a Watts line, which allowed us to dial anywhere, and it was not long distance. So I got thinking, I haven't talked to Dad in a while. Let me give him a call. Little backstory. Dad had been sick. Yes, I remember those days too. Dad had been sick. I didn't know how serious Dad had been sick. I knew he had sick. I knew he had issues. I know he's going to the doctor, back and forth. Mom had a way of keeping stuff from you. Mom was the old school. Don't tell anybody anything unless they absolutely have to know. That's the way it is. Don't tell anybody. Just don't tell it. Even your own kids, don't tell them. They don't need to know. So I didn't know. So I picked up the phone. I was at the shop. It's about 11 a.m. So I picked up the phone and I dialed the number. And my mom still has that number, so I'm not going to say. I could tell you what it is, but I'm not going to tell you because my mom still has that number, right? Yes, your mom was like that too. Mom is now 83, I think. 83, 84. So I'm bad with ages, okay? I had to write down when my dad was born and passed away. I'm just bad with numbers and ages and stuff. So I picked up the phone. Now listen closely, guys. Listen to what I'm saying. Paying attention because you'll need to know this at the end of the story. I picked up the phone and Dad answers the phone. Mine's turning 85 tomorrow, so she's close to that. Dad picked up the phone. I said, hey, Dad, how you doing? He goes, hey, son. He goes, are you on your way here? I said, Dad? Was I supposed to be going? Did I forget something? Did I tell you I was coming or along the lines of that? Am I supposed to be there? He goes, Kevin, are you not on your way yet? Dad, do I need to come? Do I need to come there? And I got chills too, guys. I got chills too. And he says, son, I think you need to be on your way. I can remember like it was yesterday. I can hear him say it. Son, I think you need to be on your way. So I said, okay, Dad. I said, let me call my wife, and if everything works out, we'll be heading that way. This is before cell phones, right? No cell phones, nothing like that, right? So I called my wife. I said, hey, wife. I'm not going to name her name because I don't know if she wants me to name her here. Hey, wife. I just spoke with Dad. Dad thinks I need to go see him. And she was like, well, if you need to go see him, let's go see him. All right. This was our first baby. We had a I think she had a 19, I don't know what year it was, had a Chevy Z24. I don't know if you remember the Z24s or not. Little blue car, 2-door. Mine, I had a pickup truck, so we couldn't do that. So we loaded everything we possibly could. Playpen, nursery this, diapers, formula, you name it, man. We had so much crap piled in that car for that baby that I'm sitting there like this, driving 9 hours to Virginia from South Carolina. Because Dad said on the phone, son, I think you need to be on your way. I think you need to be on your way. So we didn't bother calling him from the house after we got packed. We just left, right? We just left. So by then, I think it's 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We're heading up 85 north. 85, Interstate 85 north. We're getting off on 58, heading through the hills on the Suicide Strip, all that kind of fun stuff. to get to Virginia Beach where mom and dad live. I pulled up probably around midnight. Okay, because with a baby, you got to stop and all that kind of stuff. So it probably took us 10 or 11 hours to get there with the stops and stopping to feed the baby and breastfeeding. And my wife's still recovering from major surgery with a C-section, all that stuff. So a lot of time stopped. So I'm going to guess around 11 o'clock, midnight, maybe. I can't remember, be honest with you. Can't remember. And I knocked on, everything was dark. Everything was dark. It looked like nobody was expecting us. Okay? Everything was dark as can be. I knocked on the door, and next thing the porch light comes on. You know how the porch light comes on, and you're like, oh, turn that light off, kind of thing. And mom opened the door a little bit, had a little night chain on it, so I don't open it a little bit, so just in case the burglars wouldn't get in, right? She goes, oh, Kenny. She called me Kenny back then, right? Oh, Kenny. I said, where's Dad? She goes, huh? I said, where's Dad? And she opened the door. And let me picture the room for you now. You walk in, it's nothing but a rectangle. All right? When I walked in the door, I looked to the left. And there's a hospital bed. They'd already brought a hospital bed in. And there's my dad laying in a hospital bed. Now picture this. That's this corner over here, right? Kitty corner over there in the other corner was, y'all seen the old phone tables, right? The old phone table has a seat and a table kind of thing, right? Y'all seen the phone tables. Was a telephone sitting on that table across the room, okay? This is before the days of the wireless. Yes, before the days of the wireless. It might have could have stretched or something like that, but I don't think it would have stretched all the way to Dad. And I said, well, Mom, Dad told me to come see him. Mom's eyes got this big around. She goes, Kenny, Dad hasn't moved from that spot right there, haven't spoken to me, hasn't said a word in 3 days. I said, but Mom, I know, right? I talked to him. He told me, are you on your way yet? She goes, son, he didn't answer that phone. I said, well, who did? She goes, I can't tell you that, but he didn't answer that phone. So anyhow, brought my son in, my little baby son, Austin. It's his very first, now it wasn't his first grandson, but it was his first grandson that carried on his name. Okay, it was the first grandson that carried on his name with the same last name. He had some other grandchildren, but they weren't Holiday the way we spelled them. And I'll talk to you about that in a minute. They weren't Holiday the way we spelled them. We spelled ours Holadia. You find me on Facebook, it's Oladia, Haladia, whatever you want to call it. That's how we spelled our name. But it was pronounced Holiday. Hola, Oladia, Holiday. Anyhow, back to the story. So there's Dad over there in the hospital bed. I got my son. He's 6, 7 weeks old. His name, not his namesake, but his last name, right? His last name. And I brought him over there. I said, Dad, look at your grandson. And he's laying there, and he kind of moved his head a little bit, and he moved his hand up like this right here. And I swear he smiled. I'll go to my deathbed saying he smiled. And Dad laid his head back and his arms back. And we just sat beside his bed. And we told stories. And we talked. And we just reminisced with me and Mom. I think my younger sister were there. And all that kind of stuff. We were all there around his bed. And we told stories, and we talked about what Dad did, and we told the story about being out on the Chesapeake Bay and getting and getting knocked over by the other boat, getting towed back to shore. We talked about going fishing in the lakes. We talked about how he always made. Mom was not a good cook. Don't tell her that. Shh. I'm not going to say nothing. Dad was the cook. Dad was the cook, but it was always Mom's tea. He made Mom's tea, the best Mom's tea you could ever make, but Dad did it. The lasagna. Dad grated the cheese, made the cheese, boiled the noodles. He used these right here, folks, to make the grated cheese. That's why I have a special affection for cheese graters, because I use those. And in a minute, after I tell these stories, we'll go down the list of stuff, and if anybody wants to buy something, I got something. Everything I have is associated with him some way or another, right? Yeah, it's a cheese grater, Jesse. So to finish the story, it was like probably 2 o'clock in the morning, and everybody's getting tired. So we all went off. Dad had taken the garage years ago and converted it into a den. So I and my wife and my baby, hey, Oscar, I and my baby, we went down what I called downstairs. It was 2 steps, right? 2 steps from the garage to me into the den that he had made, and we slept there. About 7 o'clock in the morning, I heard Mom gasp. And we went upstairs, and Dad had passed. And he had a no resuscitation thing on him. So my ex-brother-in-law at the time, who was married to my sister, they were still married at the time. He was a nurse, so he basically verified. Yes, exactly. He verified that my father was dead and passed away, and he informed me. He goes, "Let me listen. You don't want to call anybody right at this moment, because you call anybody right at this moment, they're going to come in and they're going to be trying to do, oh, no worries, Oscar. They'll be trying to do whatever they had to do." So we waited 30 minutes, and I made the phone call to 911, and it was the hardest thing in my life to tell them, "Guys, I think my father's passed." And next thing you know, 15 minutes later, and I told him, "Listen, he has a no resuscitation, all that kind of stuff." 15 minutes later, they come screaming in with sirens and all that kind of stuff, coming in with their kits, and said, "We're fixing the pump." And I had to, and it was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. I had to hold him back. I said, "No, guys, he's gone. That's what he wanted. He's gone." I said, "I'll let you go up and check his heartbeat. I'll let you do that, but you're not going to put no paddles to him. You're not going to try to bring him back. He's gone where he wants to go. He's resting now. He's healed now." But Dad was an amazing person. I wish that I could embody his spirit and be the person that he was. He has so many loves. He loved life. And to be cut short at 60 years old. And I'm having a hard time reading the chat, guys. I'm sorry. It was just wasn't fair. Wasn't fair at all. Yes, cancer sucks. It does. He had the opportunity, because of behind his esophagus, and they found it late. Behind his esophagus, between the esophagus and the spine. He asked him how long did he have to live. How long did he have to live if he takes treatment? And they said 1 to 3 months. He goes, "Well, how long do I have if I don't take treatment?" They said 1 to 3 months. So Dad decided not to take any kind of treatment whatsoever. No radiation. See, I didn't know this crap. I didn't know. Yes, it was a good call, right? But I didn't know this crap. And it's a good thing that I didn't, because I probably would have persuaded him to go through stuff he didn't need to go through. Yes, and treatment, yes, agreed. Agreed, Mike. Treatment 30 years ago wasn't nowhere near what it is today. Had this happened today, in today's age, they would say, with treatment, it's endless. You might live to be 80 years old. Without treatment, you're not going to. So, yes, you're right, Mike. Yes, exactly. Mike is recovered from Nefaza, is a recovered cancer patient. So, yes, I'm so happy for Mike. But anyhow, yes, Mike is a rock. I love Mike. I love the Nefaza. If you aren't following Nefaza, please give Mike a follow. But from the time they actually found out he had cancer or diagnosed it, he had it before it. You know what I'm saying? But they finally diagnosed it to the day he died. 30 days. 30 days. So my dad did not have to suffer. Yes, my dad did not have to suffer. My dad lived life to the fullest. Yes, everybody's getting it. Yes. Was this cancer work related? You know what? Going back and with him working in the nuclear field and on the submarines and in the aircraft carriers, it probably was with asbestos and all that kind of stuff. But we waited a while. We talked to Mom, and Mom says, no, I don't. Mom mourned. Oh, my gosh, Mom mourned. Mom mourned more than anybody I've ever seen mourn in my life. Because Mom got married to my dad when she was 15 years old. That's all. My dad was all she knew. My dad was all she knew. My dad took care of that woman. Oh, my gosh. He treated her like a queen. He cooked. My dad did everything but gave her the credit for it. Does that make sense? Back to the cheese grater, you know? It was mom's lasagna. But you know what Mom did? Mom just took it out of the oven. That's all she did. Dad did everything else. Right. Yeah, but now 15. Now think about it. Dad was born in 1933. Okay? Dad was born in 1933. Mom was 15. I think Dad was 24. But back then, I'm telling you, that was very normal. Mom came from a family of 9 kids. So it was very normal. It wasn't weird at all, guys. It wasn't weird at all. Now, nowadays, it would be considered kind of weird, right? But Dancing with Fat Chicks. I love it. I love the name. Dancing with Fat Chicks. But anyhow, now what I'm going to do, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to sell a few things, and then I'm going to try to read the lyrics of the song that I recited at my dad's funeral. So I'm just going to go down this list. We already did the horses. Go down real quick, guys. The horses. I do want to give everybody a chance on the American flag. Does anybody want? I'm going to pin it. My dad was very patriotic. Very patriotic, and I've got an American flag. Let me show it to you real quick. Let me walk over there with you, and I'll show it to you. My dad loved his country. He served military for 26 years. He loved his country, and I got this flag right here. It is it's not a new flag, but it's not a cheap flag. Okay, you look at it. It's got some fading to it. If anybody wants it, I'm going to sell it for $10 in honor of my dad. Here we go. $10 in honor of my dad. We're going to do it for 20 seconds. If anybody wants it, there we go. It's running. If anybody wants the flag, it's a nice flag. It is embroidered. Again, it's not brand new. If anybody wants it, it's there. It does have some fading on it, but it's a good-looking flag. If anybody wants the flag. If not, we'll move on. All right. Nobody wants the flag. No worries, friends. Thank you all. Tell you what we're going to do. You know what? I'm I'm not really in the mood to try to sell. So everybody take a look down the auction side. If you see something on the auction side, you want something, let me know. If not, I'm going to try to go ahead and read the poem. Now, the poem is a song, actually. The lyrics of a song that I read at my father's funeral. So let me get it right here. I got it pulled up on the notes on this phone here. So, guys, I appreciate everybody comes in here. And please do me a favor. Send me some vibes right now because this is going to be tough. This is going to be very tough for me. And I'm going to try my best not to. Yes, we got this. We got this, friends. Just send me. Yes, there we go. The name of the song is Daddy's Hands. Love you, Bambi, too. Daddy's Hands. I remember Daddy's hands folded silently in prayer and reaching out to hold me when I had a nightmare. You could read quite a story in the calluses and lines. Years of work and worry had left their mark behind. I remember Daddy's hands, how they held my mama tight and patted my back for something done right. There are things that I've forgotten that I loved about the man, but I'll always remember the love in Daddy's hands. Daddy's hands weren't always gentle, but I've come to understand. Daddy's hands were Daddy's hands were soft and kind when I was crying. Daddy's hands were hard as steel when I've done wrong. Daddy's hands weren't always gentle, but I've come to understand. There was always love in Daddy's hands. I remember Daddy's hands working till they bled, sacrificing unselfishly just to keep us all fed. If I could do things over, I'd live my life again and never take for granted the love in Daddy's hands. Daddy's hands were soft and kind when I was crying. Daddy's hands were hard as steel when I've done wrong. Daddy's hands weren't always gentle, but I've come to understand. There was always love in Daddy's hands. So, guys, hang on, give me a second. Guys, thank you all for coming with me. I want to thank Kylie, who's after Natico, and the Moody Mommy. I hope I'm not forgetting somebody. I think they were the conductors on this train. I appreciate y'all. That's it. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me. I appreciate y'all. And this ain't how I usually am. But I'm not going to apologize. I'm not going to apologize, friends. Please do me a favor. Please bookmark my shows. I think he is. Please bookmark my shows. Come see me when I'm not in a bad mood, but see me when I'm in my normal self, right? Yes, you talk to your mom all the time, right, Deborah? And I appreciate you guys, and I'm feeling the love. I'm feeling the love. I appreciate you all. I don't know what else to say, what else to do. I guess I need to end. I guess I need to end this. Let's find someone to raid. I hope. Oh my gosh. Let me show you pictures of my dad one last time before I go. This is a picture. Yes, I'll show pictures. There's my dad and me when I was a young guy. This is before I was married. So that's 1991. That's 19. Look at him looking at me. He was so freaking proud of me, and I loved him. He was a good guy, really good guy. And this is him and his mama, him and my mama, right there. And that's our family. Mine is my older sister. He's a little bit younger there. Look at him. There's me. Oh my gosh, there's me. My little sister. And then there's my dad getting sworn in as an officer in the military. So, oh, wow. Whoo. I made it. We're going to go, okay. I've got, and guys, okay. It was hard, but guys, thank you for allowing me to do this. I appreciate you all. And y'all mean the world to me. And I have to give a plug out to my YouTube because, guys, that's what I'm doing. Thank you for joining me on YouTube, friends, as well tonight. My YouTube channel is The Gumby Man. And you can go watch this again on my YouTube channel because it will be under my lives. Go to my lives and you'll see it. Again, thank you all for joining me. We can go see a friend of mine. Remember, guys, life is short. Life is short. Live every single day to help somebody, to make sure that they get the help they need or the love they need, because somebody out there needs your love. Somebody does. Take care of everybody. Love everybody. Please, please, my friend, I'm begging you, be nice to everybody. There's no reason to treat anybody wrong. There's no reason. And if they do, forgive them. Forgive them and move on. And maybe one day they'll come back and see that, yes, they did you wrong. But you know what? Don't worry about it. Move on. Love. Love everybody. And I appreciate y'all being here. Let me go find the raid. Find out who it was again. My sister. Okay, here we go. Let's find the raid. Tell them the Gummy Man sent you when you come over. My SE. Here we go, friends. Tell them the Gummy Man sent you. Love you. Peace out. Love to all. Thank you, guys. Bye now.